Everybody, and welcome back to Gregtech New Horizons. How's your guys' day been? Good? Let me know down in the comments below. So last episode we got ourselves the Draconic Evolution Fusion Crafter. It did require us to go back to Botania and progress through it to get to the Gaia Spirit, but that wasn't too bad. With the Draconic Evolution Fusion Crafter now, we can craft all the Draconic Evolution components, and we can now mass produce Dragon Blood. Dragon Blood combined with Molten Rugnar in a fusion reactor produces Hypogen. Now, Hypogen isn't actually useful to us at the moment, but it is nice to have it ready for when we get into the DTBF. So that's really nice. So the plan for today is to get ourselves our UIV circuit so we can unlock the recipe for the wireless data bank transmission connectors. And with these now, we'll be able to finally upgrade our assembly lines. This is the reason why I actually haven't upgraded these guys, because I just did not want to deal with all the cables back here. With the wireless connectors, we'll be able to connect up as many assembly lines as we want to one data bank. We won't actually have to be running daisy-chained data banks and all the cables to every single assembly line, which is going to make my life so much easier. So I cannot wait till we can do that. So the first things it wants us to do is craft this thing here, a raw exposed optical chip. And actually, I could have probably crafted these circuits already when we got ourselves grade 7 water. It just requires me to set up a few patterns, and we already have all the infrastructure to make it. I did need to actually craft a few more laser engravers, but that wasn't too bad. So I have 6 over here to make these optical chips now. So the raw exposed optical chip has 2 recipes. There's one in a forge hammer with either grade 8 or 7 water, and the higher tier of water, of course, gives more. But eventually, I think I would like to do this recipe, but it's just crafting all the flux electrum is kind of what's holding me back. So the photonically enhanced wafer is made in a laser engraver with a photonically prepared wafer, glowstone nanites, a solar light splitter that's not consumed, tin plasma, and some agoniston. And agoniston is actually something we're going to be having to fix very soon, because we actually can't pump this or mine it. We need to use a fusion reactor to get it. So I'm going to have to set up a dedicated system making this. There is also this replicator recipe, but I don't think it's worth doing this one right now. Anyway, the amount of UU matter you would need to craft enough of this is just ridiculous. So you'd need some serious power if you were going to go this route. Maybe I will set it up in the future, but right now it is just not feasible. And then the thing to make the photonically prepared wafer is this optically enriched crystalline boule. That's also made in a laser engraver with actually some UU matter and 3 different lenses. So that is all set up in these 6 right here. So it should be as simple as looking up optical, raw exposed optical chip, and just hitting start. So I've already crafted a stack of these guys to test it, and yeah, everything is ready to go. And I'm doing batches of 64 at a time. So I just want to craft each component separately. That way I'll complete the quests. And then after that, it's as simple as just hitting request on the recipe and let it craft. All right, the laser engraver is going, and you can see it takes 5 seconds to make 2. And we also do get back some molten tin since we are using tin plasma. But that should be crafting now. I have the grade 7 water in the forge hammer recipe up here. And yes, it's running. It takes 5 seconds to make 8 at a time. But there we go, 16 raw exposed optical chips. And there we go, that completes that quest. So the next one we'll do is the RAM. So this one requires a space assembler. So it requires memory tier 3.5, which is also made in a space assembler. It makes 64 at a time, way better than this recipe here. So that's really nice. And that is actually very fast. So I just need to wait for these to finish crafting, because this also requires those raw optical chips, plus a bunch of infinity. So yeah, this is going to be getting quite expensive. And actually, next episode, when we're upgrading all of our machines, I am finally going to invest in the component assembly line. This is going to save us on so much resources. All right, let's let this craft. All right, there we go. 24 is crafted. 64 is the batch size I have, so still crafting a few, but there we go. We have our RAM. So next up now is the optical CPU containment housing. This is just a forming press recipe with a bunch of different foils and bedrockium bolts. And the actual perfected CPU is another space assembler recipe. There is 2 other recipes, but unfortunately we can't do these ones because it requires a Mark II space assembler. And the Mark III recipe, yeah, space-time, Shirobon, yeah, we will not be making this anytime soon. But we should be able to just make 1 at the moment. So I think 64, yeah, it's the batch size I have set. So yeah, craft, and I'll see you when that's done. All right, there we go, perfected CPU. So now we've unlocked the recipe for the final tier of the UV circuits, the optical processor. So the first ones have to be crafted in a regular circuit assembler, and it will be able to slice this guy and imprint a circuit assembly line, because this is the better recipe. So I guess let's craft that, and that has to be done in a clean room down here. So I already have the pattern in here, so let's craft ourselves, how many? I guess we'll probably start with like 4, and then what I'll do is over here in our circuit assembly lines, all the way down here where our bio ones are, I'm going to replace the final 4 right here with the new recipe, and then just have all the recipes sent into here until eventually we can swap all of these guys out with the optical ones. But for now, I'm just going to use the last 4. So let's look up optical and craft me 4 of these guys. Shouldn't be too difficult. We have all the optical stuff now. So yeah, start and let's see if it crafts it. All the items are in. Oh yeah, no power. That's why. All right, and there we go. It's crafting. Oh, that's 80 seconds each. Damn, this is slow. All right, there we go. Our 4 optical processors. That should complete this quest. There we go. And now we'll throw it through the slicer. Okay, there's our 4 slice circuits. And now we'll turn them into imprints. So there we go, 4 imprints. So let's head back over to our circuit assembly lines. All the way down here and break the controllers. And now we'll replace them with some new ones and imprint. All right, the new controllers are down. So all we need to do now is adjust the stocking input now. So the recipe we are looking for is this one. The first one is wrapped optically CPUs. Next up then is the RAM, optical SMDs, and optical SMDs again, but this time the white-faced ones. And then the last 2 is the optical fiber cable and enriched holmium. And now with a data orb, I can left-click this guy and then copy those settings to the other ones. All right, and now these guys are ready to start crafting optical CPUs. So put everything away, and now we need to make the new pattern. So this one right here. And we'll leave it at 16 at a time. I don't want to be crafting massive batches because it's quite expensive. And now that I have that recipe in here, I need to go remove this recipe so it doesn't get confused. All right, and now when we craft these, it should be okay. Oh yeah, I need to set up these patterns. So these will just get placed in here. I should probably replace this eventually with a crafting input buffer, but for now this will work. And now we should be able to craft 16 of these guys at a time. Let me actually just cancel this recipe first and go craft me 16 of them. And while that's doing that, let's look what we need to do for the UHV circuit. So in here, everything should be straightforward. The only thing it does require is a Gonison. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of a problem. But I think I should be able to just throw the recipes in the already set up UHV circuit assembly lines or the advanced assembly lines. And I've already kind of prepared for this. So if I look in here at this recipe, I already have all the items filtered in the stocking inputs. So as long as that's the only recipe in here, it should be fine, hopefully. I haven't tested this yet, so hopefully it'll work. Okay, all the ingredients are in here now for making the UV one, so will it work? Oh, you know what? I don't think I set up the fluid. Yeah, this thing also requires mutated living solder, so I need to do that for both of these. Oh, I can hear it. And there we go. 240 seconds for 16 of them. Damn! Yeah, this is why I don't want to swap over to this recipe just yet. Oh, that's a long time. I need to either get a few hundred more of these set up or upgrade the energy hatch. And I should probably do both. But let's let those craft. And hopefully now we should be able to craft ourselves our UHV version. I don't have the pattern set up for that. So this is the pattern. It requires 2 UV ones to make 1 UHV. Okay, and we should be able to just stick that directly in here. I might as well set up the other pattern then as well. So this now needs to make the UEV one. And that will be placed in here. If I can reach it. I'll have to go to the other side. That should just go directly in here. And I've already set up the UIV circuit assembler. So hopefully this thing is ready to work. I couldn't connect it up with lasers because there's not enough room here for more LSCs. But I think I might rework this whole setup and make it a bit easier to connect up wires. But at least this should work for now. All right, there we go. The 16 are finished, but I forgot to set the output filter. So I need to put this in here. And there we go. 16 are done. So now with those done, we should be able to craft ourselves our UHV circuit. Looks like we have everything. So let's go see if this upgraded input stocking thing works. Okay, all the ingredients are in, but you are not. Oh, yeah, I completely forgot. The advanced assembly line requires a data stick. So the scan is the UV circuit. I forgot about that. That means I'm also going to have to scan this UHV one for the UEV one. Right, okay. So data stick should just go in here and it should start working, hopefully. Maybe? Why is this not working? Do I need to turn this on and off? Like, it should be outputting 2 data recipes, and this guy's receiving the 2, so why are you not crafting? Is it because the recipe in here is conflicting? Because they require different positions in the assembly line. It might be that case. Okay, well, if I remove that and then remove these, the blue ones back in here, keep the yellow ones in there, and then in here we need NOR memory, in here we need RAM, and it looks like they are conflicting. So if I remove NOR, and in here we have RAM, so remove the RAM, keep the aluminum wire, our thin silicone, and more thin silicone. Maybe remove that one from the end. Now will you work? No. Why is this not working? Okay, I don't know why, but now it is working. I even shortened the thing, but I don't think that's what fixed it. I ended up removing all the other ingredients, and I think that might have been the issue. I've just organized the radon plasma from the right slot here to the left one, and that seems to have started the recipe. So if that's the case, then I don't think I can have one assembly line for 2 different circuit recipes. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Meaning I'm going to have to set up a dedicated advanced assembly line just for the optical circuits. Oh, that's going to be annoying. And why are you not outputting? You finished? We're done. Oh, you know what? It ended up in here. Yeah, because I need to set the filter output. Okay, if that's the case, then that complicates things a bit. So if that's the case, then I'm going to have to set up a dedicated line for this. Oh, that's going to be annoying. But for now, here is our UHV optical circuit. Now I need to do that for the other one. So I need to scan this thing. All right, so the data stick is finished. So I should be able to stick this down in here now. And yeah, I'm going to have to adjust these things. Damn, I really thought it didn't matter what order they were in the stocking input. It only mattered what order of the slice they're in. Oh, that's going to be annoying. So I think temporarily, I'm going to make the first like 4 right here just for making the optical ones, and then leave the other ones craft the BioWare ones. So yeah, I need to go through and adjust everything, but we should be able to craft our UEV circuits now. So optical, and craft me the UEV one. Okay, there we go. I've adjusted the first 4 now to craft just the optical ones, but yeah, we have our optical UEV circuit. So lastly is the UAV. So hopefully this will work. I should have everything. Yes, I do. Oh, I need to even make some BioWares. Oh, I see. I need a lot of superconductor-based UEV. Yeah, that's going to be the most expensive part. But okay, start. All right, the UAV circuits are finally being crafted. All right, there we go. The UIV circuits are being crafted, and I can only do it 1 assembly line at a time for some reason. I don't understand why this thing is requiring so much power. When you look at the recipe here, it says use 7 million and UEV power. But if I were to attach a UV-EV energy hatch to this thing, even like a 4 amp one, and connect it right here, and there we go. It requires 102 UMV tier power. I don't get it. Is it because it's the advanced assembly line and it requires power for each slice? Is that what it means? I don't know, but I only have enough power here to run one of these guys, and it's a 5-minute recipe. So yeah, this thing is going to be very, very slow, but I am not going to be needing these just yet. I'm going to try and batch craft as many as I can before next episode, but yeah, there we go. We have unlocked UIV circuits. So it looks like there's still some things I need to do before the DTPF. Oh, and it looks like we're actually at the stage now where we can make the Infinity Armor. Oh, this would be interesting. I'm going to need this to fight the Chaos Dragon, but yeah, we won't be doing that for a little while. But yeah, there we go. Now we have UIV circuits. So while I was waiting for that, I've been preparing for Mk4 naquadah fuel. And there's a few things we need to be able to make this. For Mk4 fuel, this is the recipe we're going to be doing right here. There is a Hypogen recipe, but yeah, we're not mass producing Hypogen fast enough to be able to keep up with this recipe. So for now, we're going to do this one. So we have everything except for the molten praseodymium. Now, praseodymium is gotten by centrifuging depleted thorium-based liquid fuel. So when you centrifuge that, you get a good bit of praseodymium and a bunch of other things as well, like some boron, indium, and thorium-232. So to make thorium-based liquid fuel, it requires a neutron activator to turn it from the excited state into depleted. The excited state is helium plasma plus thorium-based liquid fuel, and the thorium-based liquid fuel is draconium, lithium, high-density thorium, and mercury in a mixer. So I have all the mixers, neutron activator, centrifuges, and an implosion compressor here for making that high-density thorium. And I can't craft that much more at the moment because it requires so much 232. And yeah, I'm down to like 480 of it. So hopefully I'll get back what I put in. But if not, I'm going to have to come up with a better way of making this. So I guess let's start with the first mixer. So the first one is going to be circuit 2 with high density thorium, mercury, zirconium, and lithium. So in here, circuit 2, high density, zirconium, lithium. And then in here, stocking input, mercury. And now we should be able to turn this thing on. There we go. So that's thorium-based liquid fuel. Then we need to turn that into the excited state. So that is going to be thorium and helium. I also need a circuit 1. So put that in here and start. Right? Why are you not running? Oh, wait. Did I not connect you up to power? No, I did. Why are you not working? Ah, input separation. There we go. So now we're making thorium-based liquid fuel excited state. 542 at a time. That's not actually that bad. Then we need to pump that excited state through a neutron activator. And the neutron activator needs between 500 million and 700 million kinetic energy. So I have it set to 600. So up here, fluid input, we'll add our excited state fuel. 1 million of it already, damn. And turn this guy on. And that will make it depleted. 500 seconds? Oh, damn, I didn't realize how long it was going to take. Damn. Okay. Right, I guess while we're waiting for that, then we can set up the centrifuge recipe. So inside here, I'm going to be providing it with indium combs, because we'll get a bonus indium then. Requires circuit 2, and then our fluid, thorium-based. And yeah, we'll get all these materials here. Then I want to set up level maintainers for the praseodymium ingots and the fluid, because you can't just fluid extract the dust. You have to smelt it into an ingot, then fluid extract it. So in here, I want praseodymium. I want to maintain probably like 10k of it, and we'll do batches of 64. Batch size doesn't really matter because we set our batch sizes in the Joule interfaces. So praseodymium is locked at that, and then the molten version. Do I have a pattern for that already? No, I don't. So molten praseodymium fluid extractor. Let's just do probably 2000 at a time. Okay, bookmark the little droplet from in here because this is the one it needs to use in the fluid maintainer. I can't make it yet because I have no praseodymium. Put that in there, and we are going to fluid maintain probably 10k as well. So that is set now, and once we have our praseodymium coming in, I should have actually some, because you do get it from meteor summoning. Oh, I see what's wrong. I don't actually have a pattern for the ingot yet. That is going to be circuit 1. So Vulcanus is circuit 1, and now it should be crafting the molten praseodymium. Yeah, that seems to be working. Right, now I need to upgrade the coils on one of these guys, and I'm going to do it on this one. And also I need to upgrade the energy hatch because it requires a lot more power, UMV. So I'm going to give this thing here a 64 amp UHV energy hatch. Do I have enough output on this thing? I might need to give it a few more dynamo hatches. So I've already made the advanced field restriction coils, so I should be able to place this in here and exchange it with my wand. There we go. And all we need to do now is cover everything back up. All right, the thing is now ready for the new materials. So the new inputs are going to be extremely unstable naquadah, nether stardust, awakened draconium, and arundum. And we have so much arundum. And the new fluid inputs is actually going to be the Mk4 naquadah fuel plus the molten praseodymium. And yeah, there it goes. 46 million EU. Damn. But there we go. Naquadah-based liquid fuel Mk4. And it only made a small bit. Oh yeah, praseodymium is the main issue right now. Has this made any depleted? Oh, it's 200. It's about to finish another one, but I'm going to increase the batch size to 64, and we'll see if this makes more at a time. It didn't. So I might need to set up like 100 neutron activators just to deplete this fuel. Damn, is there no other way of doing it? No, there's not really. Damn, okay, I didn't notice this was a 500-second recipe, so that's a problem. But it's only for making molten praseodymium, so I might need to find a better way of getting this stuff. Like, the ore can only be really summoned from a meteor. There has to be another way of getting praseodymium. I'll have to look into that, but for now, we are making our Mk4 naquadah fuel, and yeah, I'm gonna have to wait for enough of it to build up to justify putting it into reactors right now. I guess we could test it and just see how much power one makes. So this guy, let's remove the fuel, because if there's more than one fuel type in here, this guy will explode. and he is running, and now he's off. So if I were to put the Mk4 naquadah fuel in here now, he is now generating how much power? 973.9 million compared to only 104 million. Yeah, that's a big power boost. That's nearly 1 billion EU per reactor that I can get running on Mk4 naquadah fuel. Damn. And he's still going. How much fuel did it actually make? Yeah, not a lot. So this would deplete very fast. But if I can find out a better way of making praseodymium, well, then our naquadah Mk4 fuel issues are solved. Unless I really do go with the hydrogen route. There is also this route, which, yeah, tier 4 coils. That's not happening. So maybe the hydrogen option might be the best. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, so next episode is going to be a major infrastructure overhaul. I am planning to build hundreds of each one of these machines here and upgrade them all to UEV energy hatches. Hopefully our new power will be able to keep up. And that's all going to be done over in this building back here. So we're going to have all of our assembly lines, the entire height of this wall. We're going to have like precise assemblers, probably going the whole length up right here. We're going to have a few hundred cutting machines, extruders, mixers. And I've actually decided I'm going to be moving this compact fusion reactor from here. And I'm actually going to be building them over here instead. There's actually this nice kind of clearing between these two hills. If I can just remove all these trees, I can make a really long tunnel of just compact fusion reactors going this direction. And I think that would look pretty cool. So yeah, that's the plan for next episode. So I'm going to call it there. So hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell while you're at it then as well. So without any further ado, goodbye.